Have you ever tried to say a drug name out loud? I'm talking about things like Xeljanz or Idorizumabib.
Or Comunati.
Comirnaty, right. I feel like I'm trying to cast a spell or something. They just sound like a random jumble of, high-value Scrabble tiles.
It feels that way, but what's so fascinating is that it's not random at all. I mean, that linguistic strangeness is completely by design.
By design.
Absolutely. It's a functional necessity. It comes from this high-stakes collision of chemistry, strict regulations, and above all, patient safety.
Okay, so there's a mission behind the madness.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we're going to show you that these names are basically complex codes. They serve three key functions: scientific classification, safety, and of course, commercial branding.
So it's not just marketing. If we break it down, we're looking at a kind of naming trinity then.
That's a great way to put it.
You've got the chemical name, which is just impossible for most people.
Right, like calling Tylenol by its full name, N4-hydroxyphenyl, the ceamide.
Yeah, no thank you. So you have that, then the generic name for doctors, and finally the brand name for us, the consumers.
Correct. And the real secret code is in that generic name. Its strangeness is actually very, very structural. It's all dictated by something called the STEM system.
The STEM system.
Yeah. The suffix of the name, the STEM, tells a clinician exactly what the drug does. It reveals its pharmacological class.
So the name itself is a kind of instruction manual.
Precisely. It turns the name into a functional tool. So, for example, any drug ending in statin.
Oh, right, for lowering cholesterol. I know that one.
You got it. Or if it ends in steprazole, a doctor knows it's a proton pump inhibitor for, say, acid reflux. The code links the drug directly to its function.
That feels like it would get complicated fast, especially with modern drugs. You mentioned monoclonal antibodies before we started. Names like infliximab, that just sounds like a monster of a word.
It does, but it's packed with information. The mab at the end is a global signifier. It just means monoclonal antibody.
I see.
And the letters right before it, like the X in infliximab, that actually tells you its biological source. In this case, it's chimeric. It's biology embedded right into the language.
Wow. Okay, so that brings us to the brand names, the Xeljanz and Zyrtex of the world. I imagine safety is a huge factor there.
It's the biggest factor. The FDA rejects something like 40% of all proposed brand names.
40%, that's a huge number.
It is. And it's almost always because of something called LS confusion.
LSA.
Look alike, sound alike.
Yeah.
If a name looks too similar when written or sounds too similar when spoken, it's out.
There must be a famous example of this going wrong.
There is, a critical one. Decades ago, there was a heartburn drug called Losec
Okay.
and a very potent diuretic called Lasix.
Losec and Lasix. Oof. I can already hear the problem.
Exactly. That phonetic overlap led to near-fatal dispensing errors. It was so dangerous they had to rebrand Losec in the U.S. to Prilosec just to create that linguistic distance.
Which explains why you see so many brand names with weird letters. The X, the Z, the Q.
It's deliberate. They are visually distinct, which reduces the chance of a pharmacist misreading a prescription. And there's even a linguistic element to it.
You mean the way it sounds?
Yeah, it's called photosemantics. Those hard, plosive sounds, like the Z in Zyrtec or the X in Xeljanz, they subtly convey a sense of power, of precision.
That makes sense. But what about those really bizarre names? I'm thinking of the biosimilars, where they just add a random four-letter string at the end, like infliximab, Dibu.
Right.
How does adding meaningless letters help anyone?
Well, it's meaningless to us, but it's a unique identifier for the FDA's tracking system. Every single batch of that specific drug is tagged with that random suffix. So if there's an adverse event, they know exactly which product it was. It ensures perfect traceability.
So the core takeaway here is that these strange, hard-to-say names are actually a good thing. They're like a linguistic speed bump.
That's it. It's cognitive friction. The difficulty is a safety feature, not a bug. It forces you to slow down and pay attention.
So it's patient safety over, I guess, phonetic elegance?
Always. And if you think about where this is all going, with so many names getting rejected and all the easy ones already taken, a problem they call trademark depletion, this trend is only going to accelerate.
So we can expect even weirder names in the future.
I think so. In fact, we're already seeing companies use AI to generate new names. They create neologisms that are statistically safe from a regulatory standpoint, but phonetically, they're going to be very, very strange. It's the only path left.